That's a nice first question, but I feel like resetted mindset to this season. Although I've been on the top step of the podium in the last race, I feel like I don't need to feel any extra pressure. I'm coming to a place where I really wanted to be, and so I need to take the challenge to know the people again, to make myself at home with the team and the team with me, understand how everything is working, and start building the results. But I think and I see myself with the possibilities to start where I ended 2020. Well, my introduction to MotoGP through Tech 3 I think was quite nice because it was a very low pressure environment. Everyone was very friendly. So quite quickly I felt at home with the French team. I'm expecting to come to a world which is and a reality which is a little bit harder. I feel like I'm able to work more on details on the factory team and to at least be more consistent. This is, I think, the tools that the factory team is going to give me. And of course, I'm having also a different responsibility because we will test, of course, more parts, and it's normal, and we will kind of lead the way together with the test team in terms of development of the bike. Well, it is a quite different version, the 19 and 2020 version, because basically the way the bike handles and the feedback it gives to the rider is quite different. I would say the 2019 version was still very hard to drive. You needed to force the bike to go in the corners many times, and it was very wild. It was completely a big shock when I tried the bike, and through 2020 already through the testing, I saw in this bike much more potential, and the bike was much more natural. The feedback it gave was so nice that I could immediately see that this bike was on for good results. Well, I think success for us would be to be world champion. I look at it as a reality. For sure, it's very ambitious because many things need to go together. But having the tools and having the right people, the right determination to put in the project, I think we are very capable of achieving such a result. For sure, to be world champion, you need to have many details together happening at the same time, and for that, depending on how the season is going and what is happening, we can define success through the project and through the way. So during this process, sometimes a fourth place will be a very good result. Sometimes second place, maybe it will not fulfill our expectations. But I think it's something you need to work through the process, and it's right now as a start base, I think quite hard to set a bar of which result we can consider as successful. But for sure, better than 2020 is already a good start. Well, I have to say that breaking into the first corner of the Portimão track, it gives you butterflies on your stomach because you're coming at such a high speed and you need to brake where the track disappears underneath you. And the feeling it gives in the stomach, it's quite special and different from what I felt in any other track. I'm thinking about Mugello maybe at 330 over the crest before you break into the first corner. Has something similar, but it's something you get used to through the laps, and the butterflies start to go away because you get used to the feeling. But it's quite two special places. I think there is no fixed path to get into MotoGP. You see riders who have come to MotoGP with very different careers, depending on the timing and on the year, and of course opportunities. But I would say, from my perspective, to have done the years of success in my career, all of them with KTM, it gives a sense of purpose and mission beyond me, or beyond my role as a rider, because I feel really part of also the DNA and the success of KTM. And it gives you a special feeling when you ride and when you represent the brand, having done the path with them many years. It is very important to know you have the tools to achieve good results. You just need to make sure you are at 120% all the time. This is my main focus, not only physically but also mentally, to be ready for the challenges ahead. But it is a quite relaxing factor to know that the bike is capable of winning. But at the same time, you cannot take anything for granted, and sometimes when it comes to repeating, it becomes harder. So I don't see it as a static job. I think every year you need to bring up something more on yourself to be able to keep a very good level in this championship. Perfection. No, I would say to describe it I feel I've integrated very well with the bike over these past 2 years. For sure, the 19th season I would have liked to have a bit more time on the bike without injury, and of course to not miss the last races. But overall, I think 2020, even if we cut it a shorter year, I think I built up a very good experience, and I'm more at home with the bike, and it's never an ending job, you know. Even if you are relaxed, you develop something extra, and you need to get used to that also. So it's a never-ending process. You need to really be sharp at every weekend. Well, physically, even if I felt good the last season, for sure to have more races in a row gave me a different perspective on recovery. So during this winter, I tried to sort out what kind of recovery tools I could have to play in my advantage if we need to have a very shortened championship or very intense one. And for sure to be able to arrive at the race, which is the last session of the weekend, where you have more hours on your body to perform well. And we know we get credit for the 40 minutes we ride 20 times a year. So that's really the perspective that I change mentally to be able to see the physical and the mental side as one. They will see much more, I think. I have full conviction in my work. I think humble to accept critics, and I'm humble also to be able to work on myself when I see a weak point, and I'm able to work 200% committed on this project until we reach a level which we find worth of our work.